Hey, what's up, everybody? Well, let's see. Hang on. Should probably get everything all lined up so you can actually see. Shall I? Maybe. Hey, what's going on? Welcome to this Tuesday stream. I feel like it's been a while since we've done a Tuesday stream, hasn't it? Although I could be entirely wrong about that. Today, yes, we've got the TurnX here. Gundam, not a Gundam. Where do you guys fall on the TurnX being a Gundam or a Gundam? I forget. I feel like I have to check the wiki again, and I feel like it's one of those where Gundam's not in the name, but it's technically a Gundam. But there's some mixed opinions on that, whether it's technically a Gundam or not. Okay. So yeah, let me know. What do you guys think? Where do you come down on that? Badass regardless. That's a good answer, Cody. Yeah. At the end of the day, who cares? But it is a cool kit. And I think it's going to be a pretty quick build, actually. So if you guys remember the last stream we did last week building the full armor Gundam, I was trying to build both versions of the full armor Gundam at the same time. We didn't really make it very far in that live stream. I did since finish the builds on those. The review for the original, the green version, that will be uploaded today, so you guys will see that. You'll be able to see it later today, and then the review for the blue version will be coming tomorrow, so you can kind of compare. Obviously the reviews are going to be very similar. There's not really a whole lot of difference, but there is kind of one kind of significant difference aside from the colors that I will talk about in the review of the blue version in particular, because that's kind of the one that's different from just the standard release. So yeah, look forward to that. Hang on just a second here, and we'll get underway. But yeah, just preparing the parts and everything for this, I kind of got the sense that this is going to be a relatively quick build. It's very unique, so like it'll be very different, but it's not the most parts heavy when it comes to like an MG kit. It doesn't have it's got the full inner frame, but it's not like a particularly complex inner frame. So should be just like a pretty easy build. We do have a couple of stickers too, which I'll try not to forget. And then you do have like the base as well. Hang on. But yeah, been wanting to turn X for a while. Yeah, I think you'll like it. I need a HGCC TurnX. Yeah, that would be cool. It would be nice to get a nice HG. The old 144 scale kit is not bad. It does take a little seam line work, like a lot of seam line work. But I think like the mold of it actually is quite nice. Like it's the proportions, the details, and everything, I think look good. All right, just like been just kind of going, doing one thing after another today. So I'm just like now seeing that I've got like messages from my wife and stuff here on my phone. But all right, let's get into it. So, all right. So how are you guys doing this week so far? So far, so good. Yes, we're Tuesday, and it's supposed to be rainy today. I don't know if it's rainy yet. Usually I would hear it because of the nature of this building. Usually you can hear if it's rainy. I haven't heard anything yet, so I guess it's not been rainy yet, but it's supposed to be at some point, I guess. Today and tomorrow is supposed to be kind of stormy here in this part of the world. How about you guys? From which part of the world are you guys tuning in? I saw somebody earlier said that they were watching from California. Where else are you guys tuning in from? David, I know, is in Florida too. Not too far off from where we are. And let's see. Okay. Very interesting. I will say too that this is, I'm happy to say that the gray plastic anyway is kind of like my favorite type of Bandai plastic, if that makes sense. And it's going to be kind of hard to explain, but it's like they're softer type plastic, but not like the really soft, like really like buttery soft plastic that they're almost using now, but like kind of the one that they had kind of in between. That's my favorite. So I really like the I don't know, it's kind of an odd thing, but I like the feeling of the plastic that we've got here for the gray parts in particular. Some nice clicking here on these parts for the torso in here. Lots of clicking. Very nice. Watching from France, nice. In the USA, Amazing Red Warrior so far is my favorite. I do like that kit a lot too. That's definitely a nice one. The MG and the HG, actually both. The Amazing Red Warrior, and then you've got in HG you've got the Amazing Black Warrior as well, which is another nice one. Just kind of a recolor. It did have a couple of other parts. I think it had the additional weapon in there as well. Some cool stuff. So I liked that kit a lot. Actually, I agree. Oh yeah, and then later this week, not too long from now, is actually the Shizuoka Hobby Show is going to be kicking off there in Japan. So looking forward to seeing what news we might get from the show. Depressed that I'm once again not able to attend, but another year, another no attendance from me. Eventually I'll attend once again. I hope so. It's so cool. Maybe next year I'll try to do like another crowdfunding thing. I just don't really like doing crowdfunding stuff. I feel like there's a lot of people that are like, yeah, do it, and are willing to donate or whatever just to like, because they're excited to see the video coverage and stuff. But I don't know. I don't know. I don't feel great about it at the same time. But it is expensive. So that's the problem. It is expensive to get over there. But the great thing about Japan, at least, like it can be, so just on a note of what's going on here with the build, putting these cool funky stickers there across the chest that go underneath the clear part. But yeah, the cool thing about Japan, if you know how to do it, is that, I mean, once you're there, a lot of times like the flight can be the most expensive part, and then once you're there, it's not, you don't necessarily have to spend a lot of money, kind of depending on where you're going and what you're doing. But like in the case of just going there, just like to cover an event, and you're only there for like a couple days, basically, I don't need to don't need a bunch of money for that aspect of it. Basically just like the flight to get over. Let's see. Enjoying some rainy weather today. Oh, is it rainy where you're at, David? Lucky. I like the rain, yeah, on work days, and it's nice to be able to hear it here. But I do wish that I could like see it as well. So another clicky part here. That clicks, and then this pops into there too. Okay. What's up, Infernal Exodus over there on Twitch? What's going on? Oh, here we go. Lungor Thin. I think I'm pronouncing that right. Maybe. Cash towards the hobby show for next year. Hey, I appreciate it. Send a super chat there. Thank you very much. Well, see, there you go. We're part of the way there. Thank you. I appreciate that. Maybe I will just, I don't know. We'll see how it goes. We'll see. We'll see. Which one's which here? Just like that. Oh, I think they made them kind of impossible to mix up, which is good. I always like when they do that. Oops. And with this, along with this one little piece there for the neck that I missed, that'll be it for the torso. So like I said, yeah, it's pretty quick so far. Is that like the one piece that's not going to click? I guess so. Okay. All right. So yeah, that's it for the torso. There you go. All right. We had a random 10 minutes of strong winds. Nice. I guess like Friday night here. So like in the like kind of Daytona Beach area, which is like kind of, I don't live exactly in Daytona Beach, but I live just kind of outside Daytona Beach. But apparently in this area Friday night, so I was in Orlando Friday night for a soccer game. My wife, through her work, got tickets, and so we went to the soccer game there. Took the kids. It's always fun, except it rained out there, which was not fun, but it was fun before that, and it was still fun regardless. But apparently while we were gone, though, we got like a big hailstorm or something here. I kept seeing videos of it like the next day. People were posting videos of it just like in like local groups and stuff, because it was like crazy windy and like hail and everything, which was weird because like it rained where we were in Orlando, not that far from here, but it wasn't anything like that. So I was like looking at the videos thinking like there's no way that it was like that, was it? Oops, I forgot to put the eye sticker on there. Should put that on first. All the fur babies ran to the closet. Nice. I'm thinking that's my pre-order that I sent back for having a damaged box and manual with some stressed runners. That manual is torn in the exact same way. Oh, it very well could be, because this is actually a damaged return. Torn like this at the top. A little bit like that. Very well could be. Because yeah, this one was, so I really wanted to build this kit when we got it in, but I actually didn't, because like in our system here, I have to like, I basically kind of have to reserve it sort of like in the same way that you guys do. It's just that I don't like pay for it because it's just like a part of like my work. But I hadn't reserved it, and then we were sold out of it. So it's like, oh no, I'm not gonna be able to get one. And then we were thinking like, I think maybe we're supposed to get some more later or something. But anyway, so I was thinking that I'm not actually going to be able to build it. I think I need to take this part out, which is going to be a bit of a challenge. But yeah, one got returned because the box was a little damaged, which I guess maybe is Gregory's there. And I don't mind because I don't really care about the box at all. So a nice box is nice, but I just wanted to build the kit, so gave a good opportunity for me to do so. Ooh, this clear part is a little stubborn. I'm really worried it's gonna break off one of those little pegs in there. It's definitely close to breaking. I think we got it though. Yeah, there we go. Definitely stressed on that peg for sure. I'm gonna opt for the sticker with the eyes. There is also the other sticker option that does not have like the eyes lit up. And this is one of those where it's like really hard to make sure that you got the sticker on straight, because there's not really much like to guide it. I'm gonna try this again. Normally, if you've got like a good kind of like guideline to go off of, at least where to start the sticker, then you can kind of line it up from there. This one doesn't really have that. I think I got it pretty good there. All right. When's the next warehouse stream? That will probably be this Friday, because because I think actually we were supposed to do one last Friday, like just in that we normally do it every 2 weeks, Adam and I think last Friday was actually supposed to be it, but I was doing stuff. I think he was doing stuff too. We just had like other stuff going on. So probably this Friday. And then the next build day, for any of you guys who are planning on attending, if you haven't seen, that is going to be not this Friday, but the next Friday after that. I think it's the 23rd. Look at my calendar. I think that's Saturday the 23rd, which I will not be here. I'll be at MomoCon. So there won't be any, there will not be a Gunpla workshop that day because I won't be here. So just the build day. Our little pilot figure is not in the chest in this case. If you guys were not aware, the cockpit is actually in the head. So that's where our little seated pilot figure is. Oh, and I was supposed to have that in there. Shouldn't have. I put away the part separator, and as soon as I went to put up the part separator, I thought, might as well just keep it out. Maybe I might need it again just in case. And lo and behold, on the very next step, I needed it again. But I think that's all good. This is also supposed to be in there. Something else I missed here. Hang on. Oops. Which way does that go? Like that. All right. The fin at the back. Then we can close that up and close that up and actually leave that kind of open so we can get this part into the back. It's a really cool head too, just to show you guys here up close. So when that's closed up there, I love the fact that you still got like the kind of iconic sort of Gundam chin piece, sort of in a way, right? And then the head, I'm trying to be very careful. I feel like these antennas could very easily break if you're not careful, but then that opens up like that and our pilot figure's up inside there. Pretty cool. Nice. And then the little tomahawk there at the back's pretty cool. Go ahead and pop that on there. Really nice looking bust so far. Let's move on then to the arms. All right, putting my part separator back in hopes that I will not need it again. We'll see. Do you have any plans on covering Wonderfest at MomoCon? Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, I mean I don't know exactly about what all is actually gonna be there for Wonderfest, and I think I mentioned this before, but in talking with some of the organizers for the actual for the build shop, which is like the Gundam and like model area, they don't even really know what's all going to be going on with Wonderfest either, last I heard, except that it's going to be like right next to there. But I don't really know, other than that, what really to expect from Wonderfest there. So yeah, I'll be covering it. Yeah, for sure. I'll be there, not as like a guest in the same way like for the event like I was last year, but I'll be there like as a representative like for the store, since USA Gundam Store is sponsoring the build shop and like the contest that they have there this year. So I'm going like as a representative of the store, but I'll still, and so like I'll be doing coverage and stuff of the event and all that, and yeah, there'll be videos and all that good stuff. So yeah, you'll be able to check that out either live at some point and or just like video coverage afterwards. But I think it would be fun to do something live. Last year I didn't do a ton of coverage from the event just because it was like my first time ever at like a con, and I just kind of didn't really know what to expect. It was all kind of a whole new world for me. So this year, now that I kind of know what to expect, I think I can like be kind of more prepared. Not that I was not prepared, but just that I didn't really know like what to plan, which I guess means prepared, but I didn't really know like kind of ahead of time what exactly I might want to do as far as like coverage during or after the event, but yeah, I'll definitely have more to share with you guys this time around, for sure. Alrighty. Is that okay? Does that click? It does. Okay. And we got these. Kind of these parts here is like the bicep of the arm here, and then these parts at the bottom that when it's all separated, those will like actually close up like that, which is kind of cool. Should I is that kind of dark? Make it a bit lighter for you guys so you can see a bit more. I don't want it to be too light, too blown out. Love the TurnX. I'm glad it got reprinted. Yeah, absolutely. How far are you into the build? Not too far, just working, just got the torso head done and just on the first of 2 arms, actually, if you can believe it. Let's see. Any other comments to check up on? Oh, Reiji, you had already asked before about Winterfest, Momocon at Winterfest. Yeah, okay. I see. A couple times. Sorry, it took a little while to get to answering that. Yeah. Momocon just gets bigger and bigger each year. I wouldn't be surprised if it takes over the whole Congress Center one day. Yeah, I mean, I don't know about that. I mean, because the venue itself, is huge. You're going to be there, right, Reiji? I think I had seen you comment on another post that you were going to be there. So, yeah, I mean, so and I'm assuming that you've been there before. That it's huge, but I mean, there's still like a lot more of the convention center that is not used. I mean, so it's like absolutely huge place. It took like so I'm staying at a different place this year, but I was staying like at the hotel, which is like connected to the venue last year, and even just to walk like from my hotel room, which is in the hotel connected to the venue, to walk like from my hotel room to like the build area, for example, it was like a 20-minute walk or something crazy like that. It was a while. It just took forever to get to the spot. All right, so now for the fingers, which are kind of tricky. I want to make sure I don't mix anything up here. It's also just kind of hard to see because they're in this clear plastic, right? I think that's right. Okay, it looks like it. With these clear parts, it's especially hard to see like the details, because normally just like to tell which part's which, I just have to like look at the details of the part and you can kind of tell, but in this case it's a little odd. That goes there. Let's see about this one. That one doesn't matter which way in particular. This does seem to be one of those cases where it probably would have been a good idea not to cut these pieces apart ahead of time. Oh wait, hang on. Because it's basically I just need to find some feature of the part that's different between the two. Because like I have like these two parts that look really similar, but they're ever so slightly different. In the manual, it's kind of hard to tell. But if I can find something in the manual that will show like any kind of difference from one part to the other, then I can tell, which I did find it, fortunately. So the first 2 fingers, all the fingers kind of fit onto this part, and then it'll all kind of close up. So the next one, this one's easy because there's no other part on here that looks quite like this, so that's good. Which is sort of like the thumb, sort of the hand, which will fit onto here. This one. But yeah, maybe I will like I don't want to Well, I don't know. Maybe I'll post more than once about it, but I wanted to like also just make a post asking you guys just like what else you might like to see covered from the event from MomoCon other than Wonderfest. I mean, I suppose I can kind of guess basically just what people generally want to see. I mean, people probably want to see like just the build shop and like the contest entries and stuff for the build contest, and then probably like artist alley and stuff like that, I guess, which was really cool. I loved seeing all the art, but like I was not really like necessarily shopping for art, so I was going around like looking at all the booths, and of course the artists are like looking at you like like, yes, what are you gonna buy? But I was just like, I just wanted to look, which I'm sure they get a lot of. I'm sure I was not the only one just there like window shopping, but do feel a little guilty. Was there supposed to be another piece in between there? So that opens up like that, and okay, no, I guess that's it. I was thinking that inside here there was supposed to be something else. So that all closes up and slides into there, and then we have like the housing for the forum. Just a couple of big armor pieces here on the side, and one more on the back, and then this one. Like that. There we go. Cool. Oh no, and I like this too. I was showing you like how these parts will close up when this is all separated, but when it goes together, whoops, oh, they shouldn't fall off there. Pop it off. It will join very nicely with that there for our elbow joint. Oh, that's really cool. Man, nice. And then that will fit. That will join together in here at the shoulder. Very cool. Man, I like it a lot. Yeah, it definitely is like relatively simple. I don't want to say necessarily like a full mechanics sort of feel like that, but kind of. It's like on that borderline where it's like relatively simple as far as MGs go. But I mean, it also just kind of depends on what MGs you're kind of comparing it to. We'll do the other arm here, which of course is similar in the shoulder and the bicep, but the rest of the forearm is completely different. The forearm is a forearm actually much closer to the TurnX. Kind of, I guess. A couple of hand option parts here. And it's got an actual hand rather than that big claw hand. At MomoCon, there are a few Gundam-themed panels. Usually a guy does Gundam Jeopardy. Oh, okay, that would be cool to check out as well, yeah. I did a couple of panels last year, but or was it just the one? Maybe it was just the one. Did I do more than one? Maybe it was just the one. Maybe it was just the one and then the judging? No, I did another one, didn't I? What was it? One was like just a Q&A, and the other one was something else. No, I suddenly don't remember. I don't know. Anyway. It's all a blur to me. I did a weathering kind kind of demo. But that was in Puerto Rico for that con. Okay, that's for that. Oof. I think I like injured my thumb in some way from like pushing parts, especially on like so not recently, about like a month ago or even 2 months. It's been a little while since whatever kit that I was working on that had like a bunch of really tight parts, a Chinese kit. I think it was on the Lubu or something, maybe one of those. And I think I like actually injured my thumb in some way. It's been like hurting ever since, like not continuously, but especially anytime when like I press or push something, or just like if I just like press it like here on the sides and like right in here, something in there, like I injured it, and it's just like been like that since. It's weird. So like I can't, like when I press parts together like that, which I'm doing all the time, it hurts. I don't know, not good. NG, why is that not all the way together? There we go. Okay. Huh? Let's see. For these clear parts on here, I wasn't sure like how really necessary it would be, but I did go ahead and use the clear file for removing all of the nubs and everything on the clear parts, just because it worked really well. The clear is that typical kind of like very brittle clear that will definitely stress and crack and stuff while you're removing the nubs. That said, if those areas are then ultimately going to be hidden, it kind of doesn't really matter, which I expected was probably the case, but just out of caution, I went ahead and used glass file for removing the nubs on those clear parts, and it worked really well. That's just what I would recommend you guys to do as well, just in case. But like I said, I don't really know how necessary really that was. We'll see. But so far, like for this clear part in here, the nubs around the outside of that clear part definitely would be hidden by the armor there. So I think you're probably safe in most cases here, it would seem. But there's our upper body, and looks really cool so far. Love that. You got this unit on your shelf. Very nice. Are you going to pen align it? This kit begs for it. Yeah, I mean, if I were painting it, definitely. Although, like at the moment, probably not. I can see a lot of the lines on here, though, are rather shallow. So I think it probably would be a good idea to like re-scribe out a lot of these lines before pen aligning them if you wanted to. Now, let me also make sure not to miss, there's a couple of other stickers. Where do these other stickers go? You guys know offhand? Is it somewhere that I've missed so far? I don't think so. Maybe they go on like the backpack or something. Or on the legs, or on the waist. Or maybe on the legs. Sticker, where's, oh yeah, it is on the legs. On the knee, okay, cool. I didn't miss anything yet. The waist is actually last, but I'm gonna go ahead and just put together the waist first. TurnX is such a sick design. Heard there was a rerun, I might snag one. Yeah, it would definitely be a good idea, because it's been a long time since it got printed last, and I mean, maybe it'll get reprinted like sooner this time, but you know, if you just in case don't want to end up, you know, waiting a long time to get this kit, it might be a good idea to pick one up now while you can. But you know, make smart financial decisions. But at the same time, get one now while you can. What new kit do you expect to be revealed today? Maybe RG Barbatos. I don't know. I don't also expect to see anything today. I think tomorrow, but you could be right. Might be today, maybe. This does have a particular way of fitting onto here, doesn't it? Wait. There we go. Heard there's an RG XTO repair 4 on the way for the web shop. I'm not sure about that. It's not something I've heard of. I know they had that new they had the announcements of the new Dugrams, not Dugram, Botoms stuff. So I guess there's a new like anime or OVA or something coming out for that. I hadn't looked at it in detail yet, but I'd just seen about that. What was that? Last night, early morning, something like that. That was around everywhere online. Anybody know what's going on with that? Can you fill me in? Also, a new. Yes, I saw that as well. The RE100 Premium Bandai Denon. Right, the Denon Zan, I think it was, right? Everything's popping in this kit. Just click, click, click. Would be a good one for an ASMR video if you guys into that kind of thing. It's interesting. That also needs to click, of course. That goes to the front like that, and it doesn't really matter the order. That goes like that. Okay, very interesting construction, I will say. So I love how unique it is. It's a unique design and a unique build too. Very nice. Very cool. And it's nice, I will say, it's nice to build an MG that I had been looking forward to for a long time. And oh, how does that fit together now? It just fits together. There's not actually a peg that connects the top and bottom together. It's kind of interesting. Just fits on there like that, and that's it. Kind of interesting. But yeah, after the full armor Gundam, it was a little bit disappointing, I will say, just because of the issue with like the armor sticking on with those like sticky sponge thing bits. Not great. Really cool design, but yeah, not ideal, that aspect of the kit. So this one, I'm glad is thoroughly impressing me. Yes, just friction on that, it would seem. The entire unit is its own funnel system. Yeah, I mean, it's all made to be easily taken apart is the thing. And so I think that's why, like, for the top and bottom, yeah, it's just friction really holding it on there. What are... Oops. Bert. There are those parts inside there. That's not like a peg that folds out or something in there, is it? I don't remember what the part looks like on there. I'd have to look at the instructions to see. But let's just put the legs together here, shall we? Okay. This one is going to be this side, which has this part on there like that. Interesting. This side on here like that, and then these fit together like that. Very interesting indeed. It's for like the foot, and then these parts will fold out like that. But the MG TurnX can stand up on its own without crumbling to bits on the shelf. Yes, it can. Hey there, Zaku. Which is your favorite Gundam series to watch, and which series has more of your favorite model kits? Well, if you're talking like, well, yeah, it is kind of two different things, but I do. So I always kind of tell people my favorite series are Turn A, as well as Unicorn, as well as 8th MS Team. And Unicorn probably has the best kits just because it just has a lot of kits other than just like the Unicorn itself. It's got a lot of really nice MG kits, and in particular a lot of HG kits in that series of kits from that series. Turn A unfortunately doesn't have a ton of kits, but the kits that it does have are pretty nice. It would be nice to get some more though at some point. Some nice new ones. A nice new sumo kit would be fantastic. As someone mentioned earlier, a new HG TurnX would be cool as well. Oops, that's not right. Hang on. That's this one. So, in the meantime, that and a Kapul, whether it be a Turn A or a Double Zeta version of the Kapul, I mean, it's the same mobile suit, it's just in a different color, so it'd be easy enough to repaint it to whichever version you wanted, if you didn't want the version that they make it in. And the, you know, Bandai, if they were to release that, I mean, it's safe to assume Bandai would release one as a standard release and one as a premium Bandai release, most likely. But then again, I am very curious as to why they still haven't released it at all, considering that we know that they have at least part of the kit they already have with the oh, why is that so loose on there? There we go, that's why. What a foot. It's quite the interesting foot there. But yeah, we already know that Bandai at least has part of the Kapul because they had the Momo Kapul kit, and I like to remind you guys that some of the runners from that kit did have the label of Kapul, just Kapul, not Momo Kapul. So it was a mix. It was a mix of some new runners specifically for the Momo Kapul, and then some that were just labeled Kapul, and they weren't the old 144 scale ones either. So somewhere Bandai's got that kit, at least the molds for it. And we did have a kind of similar situation too, you know, with the, let's see, what is that? Okay, we gotta put this part down first, and then this part in, and then this part back up. I don't really know what the point of that was, but Um, yeah, the other thing, I mean, related to that I like to remind people is that we had the R Gyagya, which was the Build Fighters variant, long before we had the R Jarja, which was the actual kit that the R Gyagya was based off of. It wasn't like that long, I suppose. It was a few years though. It was a little while, and so it's not unprecedented. That's a while from between getting the Momo Kapul and the actual Kapul, but it is. I don't know. We will see. I love how odd this construction is. I think this would be a really fun kit to custom paint in like some like very like different colors. So that's our leg there. And that's the foot at the bottom there. And a knee. Very nice joints and everything. But yeah, it certainly does have that feeling, sort of similar to some of the nicer, newer full mechanics kits, which were like kind of almost MGs for all intents and purposes, just in terms of like the details and the complexity overall and like the parts and everything. And kind of a very similar feel with this one, where it's one that kind of feels like something in between full mechanics and MG. What color scheme would you paint this? Color scheme, I have no idea, but I just think it would be fun to, like, it would be cool to paint it in like a sort of like Max Watanabe. Watanabe, actually, I think is actually the correct intonation, as I've just kind of recently realized I had been, I don't know, not exactly saying it wrong, but I think it's not intonation, but what do they call it? I don't know if it would technically be intonation or pitch accent, because Japanese uses pitch accent, but I don't know if it's for a name, if pitch accent's the right word for that. But anyway, Max Watanabe, not Watanabe. That kind of his kind of painting style on this, I think, would look cool. Sort of like the sort of a Machining Krieger sort of paint style, something like that. I saw a trend of Japanese builders using highlight markers to paint this thing's glass mural, and it really pops. Yeah, on the chest. I've seen a bunch of different like ways that people have done it. It does look cool. Do either the right or left arms feel loose on yours? I had to modify the joints. I mean, not right now. Are you talking about like the joint right here connecting the arm to the body? But no, I mean, nothing really feels particularly loose at the moment. That being said, it doesn't feel like super solid either, and that's why I'm saying that it does have that feeling a bit like a full mechanics kit. And how can I describe it? It just feels very light, I'll say, and because it is quite big, and as I was saying before, and as I've been talking about, like, it doesn't have a really high parts count. I think a lot of that is just because of the plastic that's used. It's kind of that lighter plastic, so it does kind of have that feeling. But it does feel kind of light, yes. Not like flimsy. It feels solid. I'm not like worried that parts are going to fall off, at least at this point. I haven't noticed anything. I think it's just because it's not a ton of parts, and it's not ABS, and it's because of the size, it means like the weight is pretty spread out. It's not like all like compact into like a small package. And so yeah, I think that's why it kind of feels that way. I just wish. Well, I was gonna say I wish I had a Turn A to compare it with. I do have an MG Turn A kit. It's just a matter of I don't know where it is at the moment. It's in storage, not in. I don't have like a storage unit. It's just like in storage at my house. It's stored with all my kits stored at home. I'd have to find it because it would be cool to be able to show them both side by side. I'll have to see if I can't locate that guy. That. All right. Now, here's where those other stickers are going to go, here on this knee. Let's see. Do you hand paint your kits or just airbrush? Both. For Gunpla, usually it's airbrushing, but not exclusively. Hand brushing I do occasionally for other stuff, like Machine and Krieger in particular. Whenever I paint those, other model kits I've hand painted. Mostly airbrushing, yeah. This one, yeah, I mean, like, if I did want to paint it in like a kind of different style, like I was just talking about a minute ago, the style that I think would look cool on this would be like hand painting style, just because of it. Just because the design is so kind of like artistic, right? I think it would look really good with like a really kind of like a paint job that kind of reflected the kind of artist's hand in the work, right? By like actually hand painting it, if that makes sense. And then it having that kind of inconsistency, but like intentional inconsistency. Again, to just kind of really emphasize just kind of the design of it. Okay. Is that knee? I will say these stickers for like these parts on the knee are kind of not that cool. I don't know. It's like we have all these details on here that can be like panel lined in, anything, like just to basically have this black sticker to fill in that, which is kind of meant to be panel lined like everything else on there. It's kind of odd to have that like one little bit, but that's it. Let's zoom way out because he's a big boy. They're very tall. We do still have the backpack here and all the weapons. So, but let's put the backpack together first, shall we? Got some big parts here. I ended up painting the inner frame black and some small dry brush. That's nice. It could look cool. meant to be like that. Have those lined up, and then oh, yes, not backpack, but weapons platform, or I think it's also called a weapons carapace, isn't it? Am I wrong? Am I misremembering that? I feel like I've also seen it called a weapons carapace, which just sounds strange and disgusting. Seems like a quick build for an MG. Yeah, like that's exactly what I've been saying. Yep, it does kind of feel that way, doesn't it? And that's what I expected. As I said, like the very start of the stream, that I was kind of expecting it to be. That was the sense that I got from like just the parts, cutting all the parts out from the runner and everything, and just kind of, you know, you get a sense of just the kind of construction from the manual. And yeah, that was the sense that I got, feeling like this seems like it's going to be a kind of a quick build, which I'm not at all against. I mean, I just want the thing to do what it's supposed to do and to look good, and that's fine. I think quick, like the speed of the build, really just kind of depends on what you're looking for. I think that for most people, actually, a little bit. How does this go in here? Hang on. Hey. Whoa. Wait, what? Oh, there it is. Trying to put it on the wrong spot. A little bit of a longer build really just kind of gives you more value for the kit. So I mean, I think that's a good thing. Okay, there we go. Because if you think about it, you're paying like for what you like, getting what you pay for, right? You're paying for the model kit, but part of what you're paying for it is, I mean, assuming that you enjoy the building process, part of what you're paying for is like the time that you'll get to enjoy building the kit. And so should have wiped these clear parts a little bit more before putting them on there. I don't want there to be fingerprints on there, but so for like a kit that's gonna be like a longer build, I mean, it's obviously, that means it probably has a lot more parts, and that means it's a lot more expensive. And so I think that's one way that you can consider like the cost. If it feels like, holy cow, this kit's so expensive, you can think of it in one way as just like, yeah, it's expensive because it has a lot of parts, and a lot of parts means that I'll be able to enjoy more time spent on building the kit. But I do, personally, I do like a nice, like just solid, like quick, solid build too. It is nice as well. I like it. And so this is gonna plug right here onto the back like that. Pop, easy. And I like how everything goes together simply and like solid enough. At least this is what I'm experiencing so far, is that it's like solid enough. And I think this is another reason why it's probably good that they kept it a little bit of a light build, because everything needs to be able to take apart easily. And if everything's heavy and they need to make the, I mean, they could have just, I guess, designed the joints in a way to like fit together, you know, securely despite the weight of the parts. But I think just making the parts lighter was another good way to go about it, you know, among the kind of different options that they had about like how to go about designing this kit. I think it's a pretty good way to do it. I'm also not a professional model kit designer, so I mean, what do I know? But all right. Here's our rifle. the first of our weapons. Why is that not going on there? Yeah, there's something stuck inside. Oh, it's a nub that I missed. That's why. That's better. There's our rifle here. The handle on that does fold up for storage in the backpack, which I'll do that here in just a second. We've got a pistol. It really has like kind of the full gamut of weapons. Is that the right word to use? Probably not. A little pistol here. We've got, what's next? Bazooka. And then even a little handheld missile pod too. So wow, yeah. I think the live build for the full armor Gundam, yes, I was building both full armor Gundams at the same time, but in like 2 hours, we got done just like the 2 heads and the 2 torsos, and that's it. And then for this, in like just over an hour, we basically finished the entirety of the kit. So yeah, it does kind of illustrate for you the difference that there can be with some of these. This is also a much newer kit, so like just the design and it like the full armor Gundam was based off the 2.0 MG, so it's just a much more like a complex build. Which is this part? Is that right? This one? Huh? Yeah, I'm just trying to figure out which way this actually attaches on here. Okay, like this. To attach the weapons onto the backpack. So this fits on. Oh, okay. Popped right onto there like that. And the pistol fits on here. Okay, like this. Like that. The rifle with this folded up will slot into the top there like that. Oh, nice and solid. The handle on the bazooka folded up too. That fits into the side right there. And then this piece, actually 2 pieces. Where is that? Ah, there it is. This. Fits onto the top of here. It's not particularly clear in the manual, I feel like, showing you how some of these parts fit onto there. But I'm figuring it out. That's it, just like that. And then what? Is there supposed to be something inside that holds this in place? Huh? Oh, there on the outside. Okay, like that. All right. And then that can actually fold up like that, I guess. It still doesn't feel like that's quite on there all the way. Or I guess maybe that's it. All right, on there like that. There's our weapons carapace. And that's it. So there you go. You do, of course, have the stand, the display stand, which I'll mess with later. I don't have the parts or anything cut out for that or all that, but so I'll work on that for the review for you guys. But I gotta say, really, really cool kit. I do really like how unique it is, and I think, at least it seems like for me at this point, it seems like really, really nicely designed, really interestingly designed, which it kind of has to be just because of the nature of the design of the mobile suit. But I think it's really, really cool. Definitely. And especially, I mean, who knows if this is going to be reprinted again, you know, in a year, in 2 years, or it might be another 5, 6, 7 years before it's reprinted again. So, I mean, yeah, if you're at all interested in it, Well, actually think that we are actually sold out of it now. Let me check the website because I thought I heard that we are supposed to be getting more, so it might be up for pre-order again, or I could be wrong about that. No, it's just sold out. Okay. Well, I thought that I'd heard that we might be getting more, that it's getting another print run or something like that later this year. So keep an eye out for that. You can, at least on the website, if you're interested in pre-ordering on USA Gundam Store, you can check the box there that says email me when the product is available. And I think that also works like for pre-orders as well as like in stock. So like obviously if it just like came into stock, you would get an email straight away. But I think that also works for pre-orders. So like if it's opened up for pre-orders, you'll get an email notification. So it might be a good idea if you're interested. But yeah. Yes, it took a decade to reprint it, right? And so that's what I'm saying. If it comes up for pre-order again and you're at all interested in getting one, it might be a good idea to do so. So anyway, yeah, thanks for hanging out, guys. Fun build. I enjoyed it. I'm gonna go ahead and build the stand. I'll work on the review. As I said, the review for the full armor Gundam will be up later in just a few hours. I'm gonna go ahead and start that uploading now. It's already done, edited and everything. So for the MG full armor Gundam, and then the blue version of the full armor Gundam will be tomorrow, and then this maybe after that. And then I do also have the Elysius that I need to build. But I think that, well, I mean, it's a big kit, a lot of parts. But I think that will also be a relatively quick build too, because it is an HG at the end of the day. I actually wasn't really planning on live building the Elysius, but maybe I will. It seems like it would be like kind of a hard one to live build, because ones like that like have a lot of parts, it kind of has just like a very different layout for the build, and those are kind of harder to do live in the way that I do live builds. So that's why I kind of don't do those sometimes, builds like that, but I'll think about that anyway. Check out the Sheik Mainland Sorcerer hand kit. It's so dope. Okay, I will. All right. Anyway, guys, thanks for hanging out, and I appreciate your support as always. I will see you next time. Goodbye. Later.